again, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Rebecca here, and I have a layout today for Stampers Delight. It is a wonderful digital stamp company. Here is the image that I'm going to be coloring today. Now, I have printed this on some regular cardstock, and I'm going to tell you why I did that, because my printer would not print on the watercolor paper, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. But in the meantime, this is some heavy, kind of heavier weight, so I'm okay with it. And I'm going to use some colored pencils today. So this is my watercolor pencils, and they are just the Staedtler. There's just Staedtler ones and some other stuff in there. So that is my plan. I'm going to color this beautiful flower, and we are going to document this picture right here of a very young me and a very young Missy, who is one of my bestest friends. And we're going to use the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Lemon Twist. I've had it, and I've just kind of like not used it. I've also got these Simply the Zest Spiegelmom Scrap Sequins that were designed by my lovely friend Sarah Scraps, so I do want to get those incorporated in there, and just some embroidery border stamps by Close to My Heart. But we are going to get this colored up and shaded, and I'm going to kind of come back and forth and show you where I'm at on that and the layout. So I am going to get started, and I'll be right back. Okay, I was going back through my footage, and at some point my camera turned from videoing to picture taking. So when I clicked the button on my mouse, it just took a picture. I went through a whole spiel and explained some stuff to you guys, and then came back and did my stamping. So I apologize. So let me just tell you what I did right here, while I help it hear some of these things down just a little bit better. So I took one of the cut apart sheets, and I cut it apart. I know, crazy. Anyway, sorry, me being silly. I did cut it apart. I used my Big Mamba Tim Holtz scissors. These are the Tonic Tim Holtz. These are 9 inches. I love these things. But see, I love those things. I don't know if they make bigger ones, but I would buy them too. I have like a whole slew of them over there. Anyway, I digress. So I cut these apart with those scissors, but because obviously I can't cut a straight line. I mean, I try, but it's like, you can tell, it's wonky. So I just took it, okay, and I mean, it does look relatively good, but just laying those down doesn't really look cool. You take your Distresser tool or the side of your scissors, and you just run that just like this. Okay, you can go back and forth. I kind of like, at the edges, I usually hold it tight. And obviously the more pressure you put, and there's no difference in any of the wheels, they just give you a random wheel, so any way you hold it. And now the idea is it's on like this little keychain. Sometimes I have it like a little hook on my carousel that it just hooks on perfectly, but you could do it like on a lanyard if you go to Crops or Hops or whatevs. You could link them all together in one of those binder rings so that you wouldn't lose them. But yeah, so you just kind of run it. And then I always run my finger down to get all of the little messy pieces off. And there you go. Okay, you see the straight edge? And then my roughed up edges. And it just gives a little bit of contrast to what you have going on. Now, it does make quite a mess because you are shredding the paper. You are distressing the paper. But it does prove to be a very effective technique, because see, black on black, you wouldn't have been able to see, but now that it's got the white core and I exposed the white core, that's kind of cool. So my stamping is all dry. I did want to say that, but I just realized I was looking through renaming my files so that they would be easier to upload in my editor, and I was like, hey, these are pictures. Way to go, Becky. And see, like, I hit the button and I see myself moving on the screen, so it doesn't dawn on me that it's just nothing. That nothing is recording. So I do apologize for that. Okay. So we have got those down. I'm just trimming those off a bit. Well, that just looks really weird, doesn't it? Huh. Oh, okay. here is my very cute colored image. I did the rose, and I will have that linked down below. I did some watercolors, and then I took my watercolor brush just to make the colors bolder. Those Staedtler pins are wonderful. So I just distressed this, so I kind of want to use it. But I just kind of want to use it just like that. But I distressed 3 because I was just showing you guys. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And I like to heavily distress. And like I said, this is just the tonic one. You do see people that, the one that like Missy Witten uses, and who else? I've seen a lot of people use that little guy, and I like the little guy, but you can't get them anymore, so it doesn't matter. Close to My Heart used to sell them, so there is one that's a lot bigger than this, that Close to My Heart sold at one point. They do not anymore. But yeah, this little guy, he works. He works great. He's got a nice little foamy, or squishy, or rubber handle, or whatever. It is early in the morning, but you guys know oh, I hit the camera, I'm sorry. My crafty besties are all up, and we're just gabbing while we're, you know, talking before I have to start work. And yeah, that's it. That's all we do. That's all what we do. Do you guys have people like that you just like wake up and just start talking to? And they're in all the different time zones, so I don't know. I did have my phone sitting here, and it was MK, and I was like, oh, I need to move that. Alright. So I want to just, look at me. Look at how good I did that. No, that's a fluke. Alright. So that is how I feel like, it's not really how I feel like, it's how it's going to happen. We are going to put just a little bit, I do have this popped up on some foam, and the foam never likes, I shouldn't say never, but it doesn't like the ATG, you guys, and I don't know what that's about. So I always add a little bit of liquid glue as well, just to make sure that it sticks, because clearly the foam doesn't like the ATG, so I'm always afraid that it's going to, like, you know, give way. Alright. Now let's get this guy down. Apparently I cannot talk while I do that. Alright. So we have those down now. Look at how pretty that is. And I think that just really, this really sets off. And I didn't intricate cut it, I just outlined it. But I really think that it does, it looks like it belongs. And that is the good thing about using digital stamps, is you can make them work for you, right? So I'm going to go through the ephemera. I'm going to go through the 2 sticker sheets and find, I'm probably not going to need a lot of embellishing, just a little bit to tuck in behind my little photo blocked squares here. But yeah, I am digging this layout. I love this collection, and this this digital stamp is really cool. Plus, you guys, I printed this out like 4 different times to get the right size. Like, you can go big, you can go small, you can go crazy. So anyway, that's a good thing. And you can print it out as many times as you needed it. So if I wanted to add another one, I could have done that. But I didn't really know when I printed it out to begin with. And my printer was giving me a bit of a fit. So I didn't want to test the luck and try to print another one. So yeah, and all I did was I just took my little watercolor brush. And it's got water in the tip. And I just kind of put it in there. And just, you know, moved the color around a little bit, and I just realized that this doesn't really have a lot of color moved, just so it doesn't look like a colored pencil. I don't know if that's making sense on how I'm saying that, but you know, just move the color. That is how I do the watercoloring, and it's one of my favorite techniques. I've always loved to watercolor, but it's way easier when you have the watercolor pencils. And then the brush, and then see, just move it around. And that's it. And then you just let it dry. So I'm going to let that dry before I mess with it anymore. So let me go ahead and figure out what else we're going to add on this layout, and I'll be back shortly. So I want to do a little stamping around the edge, and I was trying it first. I figured I'd come show you. So I'm just taking one of those stamps on a long clear block. I've got my Tim Holtz Distress ink in Picket Fence. And as you can see, the stamp is on there. So we're just going to put it on through there. I had to pull this card up, but that's okay. And this first one we're just going to stamp down and not meeting the edge of the other stamped image. And then here I'm just going to kind of, I hope my head isn't in the way. And I just want to kind of layer it just a smidge over that last image. And then it makes it look like one long image. How cool is that? And then we'll just get that, we'll put that back down, wipe up the messy mat. So here again, I added this card as well. I felt like it needed just something right over here. It's okay if you rip the page because it's going right back down. So we're going to come in again. This first one is just going to start and then align it up. And it really is looking like one continuous image. Kind of proud of my stamping on that one, you guys. I was going to say, and as I say that, probably going to mess it all up. Put that card back down. As long as this one doesn't have to meet, oop, I just want to make sure that I get, which yeah, it'll be fine. Just stick it right there. And back down that card goes. My rag to wipe off my ink. But how cute is that? Let me get that closer for you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But look. So you can't, that's where I started it in the corner, but you can't tell where I seamed them together. That is kind of cool. So I do want to let that dry for a little bit so I don't smear it, because the white ink is, it's a heavily pigmented ink, I believe. Non-toxic, fade-resistant pigment ink. Yes, it's a pigment ink. So it's going to have to dry for a little bit before we mess with it, because I will end up smearing it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and I will come back and we will finish this layout. Alright, so we're back to do some embellishing. I've pulled out the ephemera pack, and I've got the 2 sticker sheets. This is more, I'm thinking probably, I don't know, more of a one layout. I'm going to just get, I want to get just a little bit on here. I don't really think it needs that much of embellishing, because you've got this beautiful flower here and the cut aparts, but we're going to go ahead and tuck just a few things in. And get a couple of these cute little butterflies on there, so that we're going to pop them up on some foam, but just for a little bit of 3D. You guys know, you've been around long enough. So how is everybody today? We have moved on. We're on a different day now. It is the weekend. I like the weekend. My husband, he did go to work today. Well, yeah. So, I'm on my own. Kid's sleeping because, you know, he works nights. He works midnights, so obviously he sleeps. I mean, these are kind of big, and I don't know what I'm going to do with lemons. Oh, the lemons. So we're just going to kind of flip through here. Oh, I do want to use these little butterflies. I feel like these guys need to definitely get on the layout. Look, it's a bee. But she's not on this layout, so we can't use it. Yeah. I'm just kind of throwing all the smaller little guys over here. this too. You never know. You never know. You never know. Alright, so we're going to put those back, and now let's see what I've pulled, right? I'm going to kind of check all this out. I have to be able to see it, otherwise I don't know what I got. Alright, so like I said, I definitely want to get these little butterfly guys on here. This is an older picture, but it worked. I like to scrap all over the place. I want to put the cute little butterfly on the flower. Or, yeah, the butterfly. Let's get this little butterfly. Tuck him in there. Tuck that guy right there. What else? Yeah, and I'm using a combination of the liquid and the dry adhesive just to kind of I didn't get any glue. I thought I did. I changed my mind. Oh, come on. I don't like that. You guys do that where you're like, yeah, I like that there, and then you're like, no, I don't like that there at all. That's what I was just doing. So what else is new with everyone? How have you guys all been? I know I already said that, but it's kind of hard to keep talking. I'm used to creating, without speaking. And then doing the voiceover later and just getting it all right out of the way. But now I talk to you while I'm doing it. I am looking into the voiceover software, but to be honest, I'm just having a lot of fun creating right now. And it's just easier to kind of come in and do a little check-in here and there. And it really does take out the hours that it takes to edit a video and voice everything over. Like, that's no fun. It is just no fun. I do want to get some Dottie About Flair on here. So yes, let's talk about Stampers Delight and how much I am loving the designs that this company has out there. So this flower worked perfectly with this collection. And you guys know you all have this collection. So I suggest hopping on over to the website and getting yourself some of these flowers because they have way more. And you can print them out as many times as any size. Make fabulous layouts using them. They are a wonderful bunch of creatives, and I have had such a pleasure getting to know them. They are just wonderful. So yeah, that's my suggestion. I want that to go under. Can you go under there? You know you can. It doesn't want to stay. So we're just going to let it pop out. This is a yellow one. Kind of like that guy up there. Oh, you know what? I should have done. Hold, please. I'm doing tone on tone, but I want this flower to go by this flower. Okay. So he's there, and now I want to do this guy somewhere too. Yeah, I'm digging that. Alright, and then we are going to come in and we are going to pop in these little hearts from this sticker sheet here. So I'm going to take some of these guys and pop them around just to maybe give a little bit of something, something. And I don't know, they might all end up being the black ones, but I'm okay with that too. So have you guys ever done digital stamps on your layouts? Do you stamp at all on your layouts? Have you thought, do you like to color? So many questions. I need to know the answers to these. Please leave me comments down below. Let me know if you went and checked out the website and what you think. And definitely give them some love and at least tell them you were stopping by. Also, need to definitely grab the Beaster pictures for these layouts because there are a lot of bees on here, and you guys know I love to put bees on Bee's layout because, well, she's Bee. Right? She's Bee. And we love Bee. That one looks like off in no man's land, so we're going to stick that one right there. We're going to pop this guy back in there. Alright. So I think that is going to do it. I think the layout is perfect, and I am so excited. I love this color combination, and I love to be able to pull the color combination in to color this beautiful stamped image. It's not overpowering the layout. It's not getting lost in the layout. It is coordinating perfectly, and that is what we look for. At least that's what I look for. So do all the fun YouTubey things. Go and check them out. Their Facebook group, their website, sorry, words, hard. Give them some love, and I will see you guys later with another video. Bye.